What is happening, guys? Cowboy here, and welcome back to part 21. So if you got the Shura ending and reloaded your save, you should be right here where we left off at the idol dojo. Once again, hop back out. Hop on up. And we're going through it again. So we already saw this cutscene in the last episode. We're going to go ahead and skip it now. Run up and talk to Owl. This is what girls think the difference between 5'11" and 6 foot is. Anyway, tell your dad to fuck off. Gonna pretend to be sad. Thinks he's slick. Alright, so obviously Wolf is the one who stabbed us at the start. Just to go through this, another two-phase fight. The first phase, he has quite a few dash swings that he'll do. Every now and then he'll do one that's perilous that you need to leap. In general, he's not quite as fast as Ishin, but not quite as slow as like the Drunkard. But he does have those big sweeping swings that the Drunkard has. Some other things to look out for: he does a big old firecracker swing. He'll basically throw firecrackers and then swing. If this hits, it will not only do a ton of damage, but it'll absolutely murder your posture. In addition, he likes to do a shuriken follow-up, a double shuriken, and he throws out anti-healing bombs. So the anti-healing bombs are actually kind of nice here, because he'll like drop into the slow stance and toss this little bomb out. And when he does it, you can usually run up behind him and get in a free Ichimonji double. Once again, highly recommend this ability for this fight. It helps a lot on these humanoid boss fights whenever they have openings. Last but not least, he does a big vertical every now and then. If you're close enough, you can usually just dash right behind him and get him. If you're far, you can usually still get damage in after he whiffs. He has a pretty high recovery on it. As for phase 1, the main gist here is just going to be doing enough to flex that we can death blow him via a posture kill. You can see what I mean by him being just aggressive with the posture back. There's the anti-healing bomb, just so you can see it. Pretty slow recovery. And that's the vertical leap, where I said that if it hits you, you're going to be in for a bad time. Come on, man. All I want to do is get off one heal. Ah, baited me with it. Firecracker. And that's exactly what I mentioned about just dodging that. So right there, we were close enough that the bomb got us. You can see that we kind of have this green aura. And there's our death blow. So he's gonna pretend to be down. You know, he's gonna bow his head. Oh, I'm sorry, wait, wait, wait. Don't listen to him. So, phase 2 differences. As you just saw, he'll throw out the smoke bombs. They don't really do much, but you do need to relock on after he does them. In addition to that, anytime he flips backward, he's now gonna throw out poison. So that makes things a little bit trickier because, you know, there's a chance of you getting poisoned. He also has a you know, regain posture move similar to the generals have, but that's about it in terms of changes. Otherwise, same mechanics as before. The only real difference in the strategy here is because of the smoke bombs and you having to, you know, relock on and whatnot. I find that in general for the second phase, I think it's a little bit easier to beat him just with pure health damage. Just because you're having to back off constantly for that poison, so it makes it a lot harder to maintain high posture on him. Get rid of that. Pop our rice. See, and this is why I think it's easier to just kill him via health, because right there, you know, he dropped out the poison, so we couldn't really advance onto him, and then follow that up by doing his posture regain. I mean, we're still getting quite a bit of posture damage on him, but that's more so because of the fact that we've already, you know, we have his health so low, and once health gets low enough, it becomes a lot harder for bosses to get their posture back. Ooh. Pretty good. Oh boy. Shinobi execution. Memory of a great shinobi. And the aromatic branch. This is the last item that we need for the incense. Oh god, forgot to do that. Wow. Anyway, yeah, we didn't get a prayer bead from him. That was just me forgetting to upgrade. But anyway, so go on and use the memory. Of course, because we reloaded our save, we don't have Ishin's memory anymore. But you're just more doing that to, you know, get the achievement for it. So anyway, after that, head on inside, and we got a fair amount of dialogue waiting. We're going to go ahead and reactivate this idol as well. And this is the path you have to take for all 3 other endings. The final piece of the puzzle. Anyway, Owl had it ever blossom. Lady Emma spoke of it. It's the sakura tree that was brought from the divine realm by Lord Takeru. It bloomed behind the castle, but a branch was cut off and the flowers were taken, dried up, withered away. This is the branch from it. That makes us a step closer to the fountainhead incense. Yes, yes, that's right, Wolf. So, there's a couple different things we need to do in terms of progressing endings. So we'll grab this real fast. But from right here... Actually, hang on, let me check my notes. I think I might need to do this in a second. Regardless of which we decide, do the prereq or one, so resting, go back and forth, and eavesdrop on Emma and Ishin. Alright, so we already did the eavesdrop on Emma and Ishin, but if you haven't done that eavesdrop yet, 100% you have to do this before you actually rest at the idol. Reactivating the idol is fine, but just to go back over here and show this again, because if you don't do this, you won't be able to get one of the endings. So make sure that eavesdrop opportunity has happened to talk about the, you know, her talking to Ishin and the discussion about the second Mortal Blade and Genichiro and... After that, we're going to go ahead and rest, reset the world state here. See, Emma is now here. Talk to her real quick. Glad you've come, Master Wolf. It looks as your brow. You know, no new dialogue yet. Kuro, on the other hand, so strong. I wish I was. I'm gonna rest again. Alright. And just talk to him. We'll talk about all the 3 things we've had. I'm sure this is the last ingredient, the blood of the divine heir, blah blah blah. There's a ton of dialogue here. So anyway, he gives us a thing talking about a way to make him bleed. We need to talk to Lady Emma. She's already over here. Talk to her. Can the host make the bleed? Yeah, he can. why you want to do that. We're trying to get the divine tears, do a mortal severance. I see. It's true he cannot shed blood, but the mortal blade can do it. Yes, here you are. So we get a scrap explaining that. Go back over to Takeru, or Kuro. Mixing my names up here. Anyway. And you can, a lot of this dialogue can happen earlier, but because we got all the items and then came to him, we're just knocking it out all as once. So you're like, hey, we got the incense. Hey, we got the flower. He's talking about going back down to where we killed the corrupted monk. Yep, that's the mortal blade. That's the third thing we need. Speak with Emma. Emma said we can use the mortal blade to get the blood. Burn the incense. Now that we've done all that, go ahead and burn. It'll be a 25-minute video if I let all that dialogue go. So you draw the mortal blade, you close your eyes again because for whatever reason, we're never able to see this stuff. Anyway, he cuts himself on the chest, gets the blood, Fountainhead incense happens. Roman Fountainhead Palace, those words burned into my mind, just as Lord Takeru wrote. This place must lead to the divine realm, how can it reach? Sweetly scented bridal offering. That's that altar that we passed when we grabbed the fragment headstone, so we're going to go there. So anyway, now we're going to go around again. Let's see if he is updated. Yes, he has. Almost there. Yes, do what must be done. Now after this, I'm going to reset the world state again. Notice Emma has vanished. Head on upstairs. Talk to her. That's what the divine hair said. He's hiding something. I see. What is it? Lord Takeru spoke of beheading in his memoirs. So, you know, the divine hair is talking about having to behead himself. Sekiro's like, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to have to cut his head off. You know, there should be a path where he doesn't need to lose his life. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to find a path where he doesn't have to die. I agree. Kuro cannot be allowed to die. You have to select this option. So, once again, we're going to reset the world state. Talk to Emma again. Found something here. Tomoe's note. Note written in the soft handwriting. Costs are worsening still. Returning to the divine realm is hopeless, and I wish only to sever the dragon's heritage and restore his humanity. Restoration requires the Ever Blossom and Mortal Blade, and yet I cannot acquire the latter. It was hidden by the High Priest of Senpo Temple, who has no desire to sever the immortal ties. It says here there is a way to cut it. Need the Mortal Blade and a flower from the Ever Blossom. But the Ever Blossom was brought here from the divine realm, and when someone cut a branch and stole the flowers, it dried and withered away. So the tree has been entirely lost, and it no longer exists, so the flowers don't exist either. But the branch that was stolen had flowers on it, so they could be found. Anyway, so she talks about Master Owl. There's no flowers on this branch. What's wrong? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I was just trying to remember back when it was flourishing. My memory's kind of hazy. The graves. I'm gonna go visit some graves. That's where the Ever Blossom once grew. Now, I'll travel back to Old Grave. And though this isn't confirmed, I have my theories that we may get DLC that involves Takeru and Tomoe, because there's a lot about Tomoe, and on top of that, I want to point out that the blade's name is Open Gate, and is said to hold power to open a gate to the underworld. It's through this power that it creates life. So I'm not sure, but I have a feeling we may see DLC involving the Black Mortal Blade and going to the underworld and fighting Tomoe and some other badasses. So if it happens, you heard it first here. FromSoftware stole my idea. I came up with it. Nah, just joking. But anyway, come over here. I do think that will probably happen, though. But anyway, talk to her again. Why must that be the only way? Hello? Oh, Master Wolf, how long you been there? Did you remember anything? Nope, nothing. Nothing. Can't remember a thing. I'm sorry. Nothing significant. I'm gonna meet with Orangutan. Orangutan? Oh, yeah, the sculptor. That's his nickname. Your wolf, your dad's name is Owl, Lady Butterfly, Orangutan. Kind of get the gist. All the ninjas are given animal monkey airs. So, from here, travel back to the dilapidated temple. There, but not going to tell us anything yet. Gotta be sneaky. Emma, does that sit well with you? I can't honestly say. To achieve their goal of immortal severance, either he or Lord Kuro must die. Why does that have to be the only way? So will you keep that from them? But Orangutan, if I give this to him, he's going to die. You're here, was the sculptor. Nope, nope, he didn't help at all. I'm afraid we gotta look for other clues. I heard what you were saying, though, Emma. As you were listening, I saw it, the day, branches that was made immortal by the oath of the dragon's heritage shackle their masters. So in order for purification to occur, the oath-bound of the heritage must die? Yes, precisely. She was unable to achieve the purification. She did not have the mortal blade. I don't want to lose Kuro, or you, senpai. But all paths are leading to dead ends. What are you hiding? So you overheard. Tell me. Do what must be done. I shall live by those words as my master does. Here. Father's bell charm. Fell off Owl's dead body. If I'm not mistaken, you and Master Owl have a deep connection. Should you offer it to Buddha, it may be a different experience than the one you had before. I will try it. I'm not sure what memories you'll see, but the bell belonged to Owl, so please take care. So, at this point we can go back to Harada, and the item that we get at the end of this journey is one of the things needed for the purification ending. Just to briefly explain, so there's 3 other endings that we are able to achieve. The first that happened already was Shura. As for the other ones, we need to go through Harada again to get the Everblossom branch from Owl in the past, and then bring that back, and that will allow us to get the purification ending. Other one, if you go to the inner sanctum, we'll make this happen as well while we're on this note, just prepping for the endings. Talk to her. Yes, gave the rice to Divine Heir. He made rice balls. I did, that's so cool. He may be the Divine Heir, but he's still human. What am I saying? I'm sure he had doubts. Blah, blah, blah. What is his name? Lord Kuro. That is a fine ring. I want to meet him someday. Talk to her some more. You're welcome here. Get some rice. Never have too much rice. Same as with Emma. Go ahead and reset the world state. You'll notice she is gone. So now we're going to travel for that. Shoot over here. Back to the Halls of Illusion. Over here and get some more dialogue. I don't want to lose them, but if I were to choose the path of returning the dragon's heritage, it may come to pass that I would have to leave all of you. Thank you for your kind words. My friend's listening. He's actually quite kind. He gave me this. Hello? Oh, Shinobi, I didn't hear you come in. I was having a conversation with my friends that are all dead. There's something I'd like to discuss. We believe you should aim not to sever the heritage, but return it to its rightful place. That's right. Dragon heritage was set free from its homeland and it drifted here to Japan. Its power was never meant for this land. Until something is done, it will continue to corrupt lives of those who encounter it. The heritage and those connected to it, it is only right they return home, to the west, to the birthplace of the divine dragon. However, there is one problem. I'm unsure of the exact destination. Who would know? Perhaps the high priest. And he's the founder. He's old as balls. He can be found in a cave not far from the inner sanctum. Path differs from the one to sever immortality. I don't wish to force my opinion on you, but if you want to return it, seek out that high priest. This guy's still hanging out here. He doesn't have anything. Why have you returned? You don't have any missions. Leave quietly. So, now we're gonna go here. I'm gonna travel back to main hall. This way. Yeah, we're doing some serious damage now. I would just suggest running past these guys. They don't really matter. These ones are going to be in our way if we don't kill them, so. Holy Chapter, Dragon's Return. Sacred passage on the path of enlightenment undying. I pray that the dragons return undying to let us wait an age for the divine air to assimilate the cold dragon tears, for the cradle to consume the pair of serpentine fruits. Let the cradle endure, giving him shelter, granting him return to the west. So, go ahead and hop back to our last communed idol. And we're actually just gonna take the shortcut here. Swoop. She's here again. Talk to her. I found the priest. He was dead, but he left this. Consuming 2 persimmons of the serpent will allow one to become a crater. It's possible to return the heritage to its homeland. I shall become the cradle. I'm sure of this. Of course. I'm the only surviving divine child. Death does not come easily to me. I wish to take the path. Bring me 2 persimmons. She talks about where to find the persimmons. Talk to her again. Give her the persimmons. Yes, I found them. Shade of red. Apt in comparison, you're going to eat them. Of course, doing so will allow me to become the vessel. However, I don't want to eat them in front of you. Please come back after some time. So basically, we have a Khaleesi moment here. She's going to go ahead and eat those things. So we rest. Closed. Eavesdrop it. Here, she's not having a good time trying to eat these things. Rest again. Shinobi, are you there? Your eyes. Ah, you have returned. I have succeeded. I am now the cradle. Take my hand. It's cold, much like an ice house, which is why my tears, they freeze. These frozen tears, take them. Frozen tears shed by the divine child of rejuvenation. Once she became the cradle. They but frozen drops. By having Kuro drink both the dragon tears and frozen tears, the cradling ritual can be performed. Old dragon tears are just that. Divine air must strengthen them together. If he does, he'll be able to rest within the cradle. So, we now have the item that we need to do that ending. So moving on from here, the next thing to do, honestly, it's really going to be up to you as a player. We can go back and do Harada Estates now and try to fight Owl. The second form of Owl, I would say, is probably the hardest boss fight in the game. If it's not the hardest, it's the second hardest. So we're going to end up going through that, giving that a whack. So either way, stay tuned. We'll knock out that, and then that will give us the 2 items we need that we can achieve all 4 endings.